Good evening, guys. Good evening, and welcome to the Let's Talk show here on Urban Cast. I'm your host, Jack, and tonight we have two exciting individuals here with us tonight, and we're going to talk about a lot of good stuff. I have Ms. Renee White Gooseby, the president of the Alexandria Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. I have Mr. Richard Horton, the vice president of the uh, a regional black chamber of commerce. Together, we're going to explore their mission, the vision, and the impact for work they are doing to support black-owned businesses in our community. Let's jump right in. Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Could y'all briefly tell us a little bit about yourself? Renee, we're going to go with you first.
Okay, well, basically, giving you a little background of the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, I want to talk about. I want to talk. I'm cutting you off. I don't want to talk about the Chamber of Commerce yet. I got my questions for that.
You got your questions?
Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, well, my name is Renee White Goolsby. I'm a transplant to Alexandria, Louisiana, by way of military. My father was Air Force. I actually spent a lot of time, grew up a lot in San Vito, Italy, Brindisi. I moved here probably my last 3 months of high school. I attended Bolton High School and graduated and immediately left. So I left here, married military. Was in Germany for a long while, wound up in New Jersey and did a lot of traveling. I'm a mother of one and a brand new grandmother. I have a grandson that is a year old.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, as far as educational wise, I attended a trade school. So I have a bachelor's in management. Um, and hey, my fun things that I like to do, I love reading, I love dancing, and just love being a part of this Central Louisiana community.
I hear you. I hear you, Richard. What's up? What's going on over there with you, man?
Everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. My name is Richard Horton. Everybody's called me Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Been around Alexandria for quite a while. I am also an implant in here, originally from South Carolina, but came here to Alexandria in the military. So I'm retired from the military, also retired from the state of Louisiana, and just found my passion in doing business. And some people call me, how they say, entrepreneur, as they call it these days, serial entrepreneur. I have several businesses. I have a security company, along with the IT company, and do private investigations and things of that nature. And just try to pass that information on in reference to business and investing. I have 2 kids and 2 grandkids, and just living a wonderful life now and just enjoying things.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, let's just go ahead and jump right in. We know everybody know a little bit about what you guys do and all that kind of good stuff. Could we start off by you guys sharing the mission of the Alexandria Regional Black Chamber of Commerce?
Most definitely. I can definitely help you with that. So our mission as the Alexandria Regional Black Chamber of Commerce is to empower Black entrepreneurship and businesses in order to establish a stronger Black community. Our goals are to inspire, develop, educate, promote, and cultivate economic success and economic development within our city.
Mm-hmm. And what inspired the formation of the chamber?
So the Alexandria Regional Chamber of Commerce was started in about 2018, 2019 by LCCF, which is the Louisiana Chamber of Commerce Foundation, formed by David St. Etienne and Kanisha Garrett. They are actually located in New Orleans, Louisiana. Both of them had careers and were actually active parts of the chamber in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as they went out and began to venture through the chambers, they realized that there was a greater need in order to establish Black chambers, because a lot of the needs within our other chambers were not being met by small Black business owners. So thus they formed LCCF, which in turn formed all of our chambers that we currently have now, Black chambers, Monroe, Lafayette, Shreveport, just a plethora of them. I probably can't name them all, but Baton Rouge. So you've got chambers all over, whereas before there were not any. So it was very, very important because, like I said, they traveled to these different areas, and the needs of our small Black business owners or even young entrepreneurs that were beginning to start, they just were not being met.
Mm-hmm. What you know, as you guys move forward, you know, and it seems like, you know, now you guys are really stepping out. I know you guys have been doing some things, but here lately, y'all have beefed that whole process up a little bit. What's the long-term vision of the chamber, and how do y'all see it shaping the future of Black businesses here in our region? And I would assume, you know, if there was another small Black business, and you know, that was in a Vols Parish or something like that, or over in Vernon Parish or somewhere, they could also tap into those resources here. If I'm
Yes, sir. We actually cover 12 parishes. So
uh-huh.
long-term vision is to make sure that we have our businesses, that our existing businesses, sustainable, having them have access to capital, having our newer businesses provided with the right education and foundation so that they could be sustainable, and making sure that we're providing our services to all that are in need, you know, regardless of what it is. We aim to be like your one-stop shop where you could get all of the information you need. So often people gatekeep information when they have it, and we don't want to be that type of organization. We want to be that organization that allows for any information that is obtained, that we want to make sure that we get this in the hands and then educate our people on how to go about gaining access to these things.
And today, if you look at a lot of the structure, how things go, if you look at, like, as far as voting, where the growth of minorities are located, they're located in the urban communities, not in the rural communities. And so we want to be able to take that advantage and utilize the benefits of being inside the urban communities, and to grow businesses, because that's what's going to be part of survival as far as the Black community. So we want to make sure they're structured properly, and then be able to access assistance and grants and, you know, assistance from the government as far as growing their businesses.
Now I'm going to go ahead and cut the you know, the chase on this one. Is it possible? Are we saying that only Black businesses can participate in your organization?
Oh no, you don't have to cut the chase. I think that was so great. Prior to me coming aboard to the chamber, initially I went out and you know, as far as membership drive, I played a huge role as far as membership was concerned. It was fantastic to see that, you know, even talking to new business owners with the former job that I had, working for, you know, one of the largest soda companies, I guess you want to call it, in the world. I was able to go out, and in going out and talking with some of these businesses, you know, there was a need not only within our Black community, but what I'd like to call our minority communities, whether that be LGBTQ, whether that be Caucasian women, whether that be our Arabian friends, whether it be our Vietnamese friends. And upon doing that, we were able to obtain membership from a lot of these other races. So, you know, of course, we were structured as the Alexandria Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. And we never changed the name. However, we are definitely combined. We're definitely a minority chamber, is what I would like to say. So we, as with any other thing, I like to say, you know, the African American race, we're the only race, we accept everybody. So we accept everybody. If there's a need, you're a small business owner, there's a need and you're not getting served and you need that help, we're here for you as well. So it is just not limited to Black. I think a lot of times people get turned away by the name. However, if I said I was a Hispanic chamber, nobody would have anything to say. Right. If I said I was Asian chamber, nobody would have a thing to say. But because we utilize the word Black, Sometimes that does cause a problem, but just know that we are open and receptive to all minorities.
Mm-hmm. And anyone for that matter, anybody needing the resource of starting
That's right.
a small business. Okay, all right.
Our chamber actually has a mixture of Arabic, Hispanic, Asian. We have all of these people inside of our chamber, and just happy to have them there, and everyone's participating together.
Oh, that sounds like a winner. Can you highlight some of the key activities and initiatives that the chamber has that is currently focused on?
So some of the initiatives that we've been doing, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen on Facebook, but our corporate connects, our lunch and learn, these are designed to help business owners or people that are beginning to start a business get in the face of the decision makers at different companies. It's designed to show them how to get DBA certified or whatever certifications they need for their form of business, or someone is there to help them structure the business. They may have questions on structuring a business. So all these are very, very important. We have people come in like Royal Morton, SBA. We've had the city of Pineville come and address, how these people can gain contracts. And then it enlightens those entrepreneurs that may not know exactly what business that they want to do at that particular time, but they actually come in and say, hey, there's a need here for XYZ. Hey, can I get with you at the chamber? I need a business plan. I want to begin to do what they're talking about. So I love it. We also have what we call our synergy mixers.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to tell people this is not a party. So synergy mixers, it's definitely designed for networking, although they have a good time and we have free food. Designed for networking because you need to know what other Black businesses are here in the community. As everyone knows, the Black dollar does not stay in our community longer than 6 hours. Okay. And so this lets you know. So if you're looking for a Black plumber, if you're looking for a carpenter, somebody that, a boutique, whatever it may be. These people are there at those mixers. And then it gives you an opportunity to talk because, as entrepreneurs, a lot of times we face a lot of different challenges and we feel like we're going through it all by ourselves. And you're actually not. So you're able to talk to a counterpart about, hey, I have this Square program. It's not working. What do you utilize? So the networking is imperative. Like I said, in 2024, we need to be networking with intention.
Mm-hmm. And Rick, you had mentioned something in something about corporate connects. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, in the corporate connects, we're not just dealing with. A lot of people think that they want to get contracts with city contracts or state government contracts. You have to recognize that there are other corporations out there, the Procter and Gamble's, the Clicos, the Royal Martins that are out there, and they need businesses that are going to support their mission out there. So why not, create a business or have a business that does that, and we can connect you with those particular businesses to meet with the decision makers and see what they need, what their needs are. So when you look and say, I just want to get a city contract or whatever, that's not the only place you can get contracts. So with these corporate connects, we make those connections for you and bring those people to the table to tell you exactly how to do business with them. What does it take from you, and what are their needs? And they're explaining these things to you.
So okay. So how can individuals and or a business become a member of the chamber?
Easy.
It's so easy.
First thing you do, go to our website. It's arbcc.com, Alpha Romeo Bravo Charlie, Alexandria Regional Black Chamber of Commerce.org, .org. And you go to that website, and right there it says right there in front of you, become a member. It's just that easy. And you fill out the application, and we'll make contact with you from there. And we'll guide you through and sit down and talk to you about your business or your plan for a business. Because if you're not already organized, guess what? We will assist you in becoming organized. We will assist you in applying to the Secretary of State. We will assist you getting your EIN. We'll assist you connecting you with the right organizations that are already in the Black Chamber to for proper structure, your accounting, your personnel, how to hire your personnel, where to get your personnel from, employees
Business
from.
plan writing, we actually do that in-house, business planning, all of those things. So if you don't have your business plan, your executive summary, all of those things, I actually take all that information. I'm the intake specialist on that, and I sit down with you one-on-one. You get a consult if you're a part of the chamber, and I work with you. If you're a non-chamber member, I give you about an hour of time.
And a lot of people come and say, first they just opened a business maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, and say, I want to get a grant, I want to get a loan. But we'll take you through the process, and we'll connect you with other businesses that are in the Black Chamber that can guide you through and walk you through that process to help you get those loans and those grants. And so we're going to tell you the truth about these things in these corporate connects. Somebody says, hey, I want to get a grant. Say, look, but you have to have a track record in order to get a grant. People want to know that if they're investing in you, that you are going to be profitable. So they want to see the back 3 years of taxes and records and accounting on your business in order to go forward. So we'll take you through that process and walk you through it, and how to not just a startup of business, but also second tier businesses. If you already have a business, you want your business to grow and go to the next level, we'll do evaluation on what you're doing and look at your growth rate of your business, and then take you to that next level. Things that you can do, improve on where your marketing needs to be, analysis and all of that stuff. So we do that through the Black Chamber.
Okay, and what roles does the Black Chamber play in advocating for its members at the local, state, and possibly the federal level? Is it something that you guys work with the state organization when it's dealing with the state and federal, but what specifically here locally are you guys doing to collaborate with local leadership?
Well, one thing that we do as far as advocacy, we look at where the city is going. Okay, we don't look at what's already being built. We look at the plans for the whole city. And so if they're going to go out there and get these large contractors, with a lot of the businesses here in Alexandria cannot do, so they have to want to go on someplace else to get those businesses. The city still has a part in their contract that says they have to have a certain percentage of minorities businesses that are going to subcontract to the big general contractor. So what do? We look into our list of chamber persons and see if anyone fits that that area expertise that is needed, and we bring them to the table and say, hey, we have these minority businesses that can fulfill this need for this businesses that is required by the city to fulfill a certain to have as part of their subcontractors doing business, and we bring them to the table. We're advocacy for that. We're looking for that, and we bring the people to the table. We bring the general contractor and the small minority business together, and they build together whatever it is the city needs.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna dive down, and I guess we've been talking kind of like in theory, and I'm walking in the door. I pick up the telephone and I call one of you guys and I say, hey, I want to join the Black Chamber of Commerce. I've just started a little small business. It could be window repair or window something, dealing with whatever it is. What does that person need from what do they need to tell y'all to actually begin to get some assistance? Because I imagine y'all have people who just really want to get in there for networking purposes and that kind of thing. But this person is kind of like that person that they just started, they know they want to do it, but they all over the place. How do y'all help reel them in?
So this is how we sort of work through that. So when you're a new person and you're joining like that and you're just really completely lost, but you want that business aspect, you would initially get with our administrative assistant, which is Christina Armstrong. She would then schedule you an appointment with either myself or Rick. And at that point, we would intake the information to see exactly where your needs are, what we are able to do immediately in-house for you, and who we have in our database that we could send you out to that would be willing to help.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And example, you said window repair and stuff. Okay, bring a person in, and that's what they like doing it.
Right. So
Question is, are you talking about window repair on automobiles, or you're talking about window repair on homes?
Right. So we do a needs assessment on you.
Yeah, home.
Yeah, so basically needs assessment. I sit down, I intake the information, I ask you a series of questions. One might be, okay, so you're thinking about this business. What is the business? Do you already have a business plan in hand? Do you already have an executive summary? Then my next thing that I normally go into is, what does your credit look like? Because, we're looking at funding this business, so I need to know all the ins and outs. What does your credit look like? Are you sitting at a credit score where you're able to walk into a bank to be funded? If not, then hey, my motto is, if your personal finance is a mess, your business credit is going to be a mess too. So we need to first get you with somebody that's going to assist in helping you get your credit to where it needs to be at. Now, that doesn't deter you from working on your business plan. So we steadily want to be working on that plan with you. While you're working on your credit, we're going to be working on you, helping to get your business where it will be sustainable and lying on a solid foundation, so that when you come out the gate, you're running like a horse.
And the other scenario, I would think that, for a business, a real large business, to say, hey, I want to become a part of the chamber, because now I'm also tapping into potential businesses that can provide some sub-services that I have, and things of that nature. So what does that look like?
So basically what that would look like, once again, schedule an appointment. We need to know where you're at, what you're looking to do. Then we Intel go out to our resources, whether it be someone from the state representative, someone local from city council, to with their contracting, whether it's a Royal, Martin, or whatever. And if you have something that meets those needs, then we want to definitely get you guys together and introduce you guys and bring you all to the table together, where we schedule a meeting so that you're sitting right there in the face of that decision maker, so that they know, we know, and you know exactly what you need. So we can put it all together and go, hey, if it gets turned down, we want to know why, because I heard it, you heard it, and they heard what they said. You know what I'm saying? So, just that checks and balance things to make sure, and if it's not right, we want to make sure that we're getting it right. We need to bring that person to the table. So if somebody's submitting that contract, hey, we want to know what was done wrong on it, so then the next time that's not done that way.
Okay. All right. Rick, did you have something you Hey, Rick,
I was going by the sample you gave as far as like somebody talking about doing window repair. So a person that does windows repair, they would need what's called a line of credit. Okay, because a lot of times people don't give you the money ahead of time of getting the service done. So what you need is to be able to go out and buy that window to put in there, and the tools and the materials and stuff to put that window in there, and then do the work and then get paid. A lot of contractors get stuck in that a lot of times. I'm going to do repair in your house, but they need some money to buy the materials first. So what we'll do, we'll advocate with you and walk with you to the bank and get that small business loan line of credit that you have, that you can always work on. But it's a loan, so you have to remember you got to pay it back. So when you get the work finished, we make sure we follow with you and learn that process of, okay, when you get paid, you pay that loan back off, okay, and then you understand what your real profit is in your business, and help you to understand what your profit margins are, where, how you're going to pay for things in the future so that you can then help you control and build that nest up so that you don't have to borrow money in the future. You just continue forward to do the work. So we help you in growing your business in that way and see what your real profit margins are.
Okay.
And making sure you're setting those realistic goals too, because a lot of times we say that we want to open a business, but we don't have the proper processes or procedures in place. We think that we're going to be able to come in and do it all. So, in these intakes that we take, we, want these individuals to be setting realistic expectations, especially for that first time entrepreneur, and even for that long-term entrepreneur. They may have this vision of something that, hey, is not far-fetched, but they don't have the proper processes and procedures in place in order to get there. So we're there, and if we're not there, we have sources that we can refer you to in order to help you to make sure that you are laying a stable foundation. So what I would say, educational component is something that the chamber is really, really big on, making sure you're educated, because if we teach you how to fish, we won't have to go out there fishing for you again. You'll know it already.
Mm-hmm. What partnerships do you guys have in place with major corporations here locally? And is it any of those relationships that benefit your members per se?
So as of, I think, 2024, we had a relationship with Coca-Cola. Apparently they did not budget in for us for 2025. However, I did speak to one of the representatives that did say for the next year's budget, we would definitely be in there. Relationship as far as because I had inside connections there. They do outsource their janitorial services and things of that nature. So we still have that connection. So currently, I know that they're using somebody that is affiliated with the chamber that actually owns their own Jana King. So as far as that corporate wise, that would have been the biggest corporate sponsor.
And I guess I was just, I'm referring to, I know you stated earlier that, you guys did a couple of mixers and the city of Pineville, spoke at it, and I think you said it was another. I can't remember.
We have Royal Martin that we're connected with. We have our points of contact there. We have Procter and Gamble. We have our points of contact there. All the major corporations within this area, but they have specific criteria where they need support. A lot of these things that they need support for, we do not have small minority businesses in Alexandria that do that type of work. Example, the city of Alexandria needs tires for their vehicles every day. How many minority businesses in Alexandria actually sell tires or put tires on cars, that are properly structured businesses that do that, and those are things and contracts you can get. It's not just with Royal Martin, not which it's a city, but Royal Martin has a lot of work vehicles they need tires for on a regular basis. They break in windows because materials hit windows, and so they need window repair on their vehicles.
Mechanics,
diesel mechanics, especially diesel mechanics in this area, because this is big farmland. So what minority businesses do we have in Alexandria that do those? I know there's a lot of people got skills and they work for a lot of companies out there, but can you take that skill and turn it into a business for yourself and do the work for yourself? And we will help you do that if that's something you decide to do. So we try to see what, like, big corporations like that, Procter and Gamble, Royal Martin. We have things coming up in Alexandria. I've learned from going down to Baton Rouge about the ports throughout the state of Louisiana. You're a truck driver, we want you to learn how to do intermodal, which is getting the big crates off the ships and put them on your truck and deliver that crate somewhere. Different businesses like that. A lot of people do truck driving. Yes, they do box trucks or flatbed trucks. But do you do intermodal trucking? That's another huge thing that's coming up in the state of Louisiana. So these are the type of things. There's a lot of electricians here in Louisiana, especially in Alexandria. they have these big solar farms that are coming up. Okay, get on that train with that. We'll bring you in there, and you can actually get those jobs through your unions. Do you know that we can bring you to those unions? Hey, join the union and get some of these subcontract jobs, because those general contractors have a certain criteria to meet related to minority businesses. And so, everybody talks about DEI is going away. It's always been here. It's just that who advertises, who it's going to be there, because our community is a service-oriented community. We provide services. And if you look at most of those corporate businesses out there, they have to have somebody's going to provide the service. And we do that. So why not create a business from it?
Okay. In the same way, we try to tell people to think outside of the box. An IE example, the city has contracts, where you may get a contract for supplying paper towels, toilet paper. If you're an LLC and say you're a boutique owner, you have access to wholesalers. You could apply for those contracts. So we don't want you to be just limited and focused on just that one piece of thing you do. I just sell clothes and jewelry. No. You can obtain city contracts as well. So we want to teach you to think outside of the box as well for these additional streams of income. As you hear, people have more than one stream of income. So there you are, you're a boutique owner. Now you supply toilet paper and paper towels to the city.
And I see that question there.
Yeah, go ahead. You can go.
Ask, does the businesses have to be in Alexandria, Pineville, Rapides Parish? No, we serve 12 parishes in central Louisiana, Vernon Parish, Rapides, all the different parishes in central Louisiana. We have other chambers that in Baton Rouge. But you understand one thing, when you're doing a business, the internet is huge. You can market your business anywhere. You can be based here in Alexandria, Rapides Parish, but your business can be expanded anywhere. You sell tires, who knows where you can go as far as tires. You can go to Leesville. Let's go over to Leesville Sheriff's Office. Hey, their trucks need tires. Let's get a small contract with them on repairs or something. The hospitals over there, the ambulance services, they need tires for the ambulance. Provide them with the type of material they need, to treat the patients. All that stuff. They need a supplier for that, a wholesaler for that stuff. So you can do that, especially if you're in the retail business. You can do that all day long.
Let me ask you guys this: how does the Black Chamber contribute to the economic development? How do you, when we really talking about economic development, how do you prepare business? I know we've talked a little bit. We've constantly talked about government, local government contracts and things of that nature, but I want to just dive real deep into the part about the economic development, because when we look in Southeast Alexandria, one of the things that we see a lack of any commerce in this part of the community. I can tell you up until around 1990, these communities were turned on. They were viable communities. There were bakers, there were cleaners, there were fish markets, there were, so the community had its whole little thing going on. It was this own little cosmos, but it was open for business. And what we see right now is it's not open for business. And I'm gonna add a little bit on to that. And over the last 4 or 5 years, we had a couple of things that the enterprise zones where businesses, outside businesses could have came in and pumped money into the community, parked it, especially these guys that have tons of money on their hand and they just want to go park it somewhere and loan it and build the community up. And at the end of the thing, they got to sell it. But the idea is turning the community back on. And for some odd reason here in our area, we never seem to take advantage of those type of programs, specifically in Southeast Alexandria. And and it's certainly needed. What is the Regional Black Chamber of Commerce going to put on its agenda to begin addressing those type of issues?
So if you don't mind me speaking, to begin to address that, we have to be advocates, and we have to stand vigilant in going up to talking to our city council, our mayor, and making sure that we advocate for these things to come here, as well as getting our members to stand strong behind us as well. So we've got to be great advocates, meaning we need to be at the city council meeting showing up. We need to know what is going on. We need to have access to the table so that we know what's going on, so that we know what we actually need to do to be realistic.
You look at Alexandria, okay, and you're talking about the southeast portion of Alexandria. If you notice, there are no businesses when you cross over East Street and Broadway that the corridor, all in the southeast portion of Alexandria.
Exactly.
You have to cross over the bridge over I-49, get on the other side of I-49 for businesses. So what has happened is it's created a desert, a food desert, even a food desert. How many people on the southeast part of Alexandria have vehicles and to transport, to go to the other side, to get their groceries every day? So we have to create businesses or have people and bring in businesses to that side of town. We have to build the grocery stores. We have to get those small telephone stores over there, the AT&Ts, the Verizons, what's the other top? What's the name of the other top?
Metro PCS. But we've got to reroute that traffic that way.
We need those businesses.
We've got to reroute it.
The southeast part of Alexandria. And so we as in the chamber, we're going out and seeking those businesses. And if somebody's got some land on that side of town and you want to build something, a farm, or building a grocery store,
there's money.
USDA
got money.
Has money for that, for the economic development. Okay. If you want to do a business over there, because Alexandria has less than 45,000 people. Alexandria is considered, although it's urban, it's considered rural. And so guess what? There's rural development money through the USDA. You don't have to worry about going through the state or going through the city, trying to get tax incentives, all this stuff like that. If you had the land to build it on, your land can be held as equity in the building that structure to put your business in. If we have investors out there that want to build on that side of town, we're inviting you to come over to that side of town and build, because the people are there. The rooftops, as they say, the rooftops and the foot traffic is there.
Right. And the money's there.
They're not spending on that money on that side of town because there's no businesses on that side of town to spend it on. Now, understand this. When that happens, it changes the traffic in Alexandria. That people are not going over on that side of town, and they're not spending money over there on the other side of town. The money's starting to spin back on the southeast side of Alexandria. What happens with that? The people that have business over there are going to do what? Start complaining, start talking about it. They're going to do everything they can to prevent that from happening, because they need your money. They need you to spend money on their side of town. They always talk about, well, we pay more taxes over here. Yes, you pay more taxes because guess what? You're got more revenue. And the fact that you have more revenue is because guess what? Everybody from that side of town, you're saying they're not paying enough money on taxes. They're spending the money over there with you.
Over here, right.
So bring that money back over to your side of town. Spend that money on your side of town, so that the tax revenue on your side of town increases, so they'll see that it is a difference over there. We don't have to borrow a car. We don't have to catch the bus. We don't have to do these things. We have those things right here on our side
on that side of town.
And from restaurants, how many restaurants do we have on Southeast Alexandria?
I think just one right now.
And we love to eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
The gentleman across from VFW, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I think that's it.
how many cell phone companies do we have on Southeast Alexandria?
It's 0.
Everybody over there has a cell phone, but where can they get? Where do they have to go to get their phone service?
Mm-hmm. Cross those
Yeah.
tracks over there to Walmart, cross the bridge, other side of town.
Yeah, I commend those that do taxes and help people with their tax and stuff. If you notice, that's where they're at because that's where the people are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we need other businesses over there that people can spend their money with with those businesses.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There was one question here. It was, what benefit could a medical office gain from joining the chamber?
A lot of
There's a lot.
a lot of benefits.
Total lot. Yeah.
If you notice, like anytime somebody has a business, what are they looking for? If you got 5 or more persons, you can do what? Get medical insurance for your employees. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you have 5 more full-time employees. So, and I'm gonna say it like this: Royal Martin is a prime example for it. What did they do? They created their own,
Medical.
basically a hospital. They have a
Mm-hmm.
building sitting right there on Bolton Avenue that their person that work for them go to for medical services.
Mm-hmm.
You're in walking distance and access to the community that you're serving. Remember, that's all considered a rural area. So you have rural health, which the federal government funds and supports, and you put a medical office in South Alexandria over there, guess what? You can be classified as a rural health center.
Health
You're going to
center.
get
Yeah.
additional money, boosting in money to
All
do
the
that
government dollars. Yeah.
and operate it. And who's over there? People that have what Medicaid, Medicare. So all those people are going to start coming to you instead of trying to go way across town
Where they don't
where
have
you barely have
transportation to.
transportation to get to.
Right.
And you're going to grow in patients over there, 10 times faster because people have access to you. And that's what it's all about. Medical businesses, access.
Right.
People having access to you, people coming and getting that stuff. Look at woodwork.
Yeah, that's right. Look, I'm gonna change it. I know you guys have some stuff dealing with young folk, and what have what and that seems to be a big issue within our community. Definitely making sure as our kids are coming up on how to manage money and different things of that nature. What programs are y'all offering that nurture young entrepreneur? Lord, I'm getting tired tongue here. Entrepreneurs and support their journeys from their idea to implementation, dealing with that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and answer that one first. So I'm just talking about that young person. Last night I had the opportunity to speak with Justin Carmouche. He's a young actor and producer, and he put out a movie called Alexandria. By the way, you have 48 hours to get half price on it. All you gotta do is use that code word urban on it. And he said, all you gotta do is use that word urban on it, and you can go watch his movie for half price.
Oh, wow.
But it's a lot of these young folk that are out here, and a lot of times they're doing a lot of cool things and a lot of neat things. It might not be the things that we're doing, but they need to have that information too on what's there for them to come get a little nurturing and that kind of thing.
So I actually work with a program called Family Care Ministries. Miss April Davis actually puts that on. She does that every summer. Mm-hmm. And built into that is an entrepreneurial program, which I've been helping to fund, I think, ever since 2021 when I took on presidency of the chamber. What they basically do is they teach these kids the entrepreneurial skills. At the end, we sort of buy all the goods that they need in order to do a youth pop-up shop at the end, and the kids actually keep all the proceeds. And so we sort of track and see how they do throughout the year. And I think she takes them up to age 16, I believe it is. So anywhere from junior high to high school, I think, is in this program. And it is a really, really neat program. And so we try to partner and work alongside with her
Okay. And then what?
Now,
If that's one of the missions as far as the Black Chamber is concerned.
right,
When you
youth
think about it,
entrepreneurial program.
our young people, they say are our future.
Future,
Okay.
that's right.
And so we need to talk about generational wealth. So we need to teach, number one, okay, because everything that our counterparts have, they got it through passing down from their father, their grandfather or grandparents, grandmother, whatever, and they carried on their family business. So we need to teach that and have our generation to have that mindset about generational wealth, so that with each generation we get that next level up. So we want to teach them and have that. First of all, you got to have the business mindset. You got to want to be a business person. You have to have that. So we'll teach you about that mindset. All right. Then you have to understand what that talent is that you have to turn into a business.
Business, that's right. Tapping
And
into
so
that untapped business.
There's guys out there that are electricians, like to do air conditioning repair and stuff like that. There's other people that like to care for people just on a regular basis. How can you turn it into a business? You can market yourself as a care person and get your own contract as long as you're structured properly. But you have to have that business mindset. So that's the things that we're teaching and developing them, and teach them how to invest for their future. And that's, as I said before, Alexandria is 45,000, less than 45,000, and declining.
That's right.
Every day, because the youth are leaving. So, we want to
leaving because they say there's nothing to do.
Nothing to do. And so, like I said,
to create that, if we teach the youth to create the thing to do,
they'll do it.
They'll be here. They won't leave.
They won't leave home. That's right.
They'll get out there and vote to make sure that they get the right people in office.
Put the right people in the right places.
Create the things that we need here in Alexandria to continue. That's economic development, believe it or not. That's economic development.
There.
Right. One of the things USDA talks about is recreation and everything. So
it's something, Rick, that you're talking about the USDA, and then they sitting right down here on Lee Street, and it's billions of dollars, and it's billions of dollars going through there, and we don't know how to tap into it.
I went in there to talk to them about a lot of things they're doing, and they are awesome. They are awesome. Man, their loan programs, their grant programs, everything is awesome. Like I said, if you own the land and they're doing an 80-20, your land can be held as collateral, and they're going to fund you. And then what they turn around and do, once you get, go through that process and build, then they're going to turn around and give you 50% back. Come on, who does that? The money is there. You just got to say, I want to do it, And they are an awesome organization. They've done a lot within this community that people don't realize.
Right.
And they're offering even more that people don't realize. So,
right. Well, I tell you, it's interesting because I've been reading some stuff on some of the things that USDA has to offer, and it just seems like we're not tapping into it here big time.
No.
Let me ask you this: is there any is there an element within the Black Chamber that talks about financial literacy, budgeting, investing, credit management, and that's specifically for the young people? I know y'all kind of tapped on it a little bit, but
yes. So the program that we're actually involved and participate in, they actually do that. That is part of the requirements for the students. So they actually have the worksheets that they actually do. Where it tells them about budgeting, setting up the business, how much money is it going to cost, and they go through the scenarios of, what if you was in school right now and you had this much money and had to pay this bill, and do that out of the business money. How would you be? You would be broke. So you had some kids that would come in and go, "Hey, I would take a loan," and said, "Well, no, you don't want to do that. This is what you want to do." So, the entrepreneurial side comes in, and hey, you know how to bake. You got some cake mix up there. Maybe you're gonna go bake these cakes. You're going to sell some cookies, but just teaching them an alternative, because if not, the streets are going to get them. The drug dealers going to get them, and the pimps are going to get them, is what I always say. So we want to teach them to be able to fish for themselves.
This past weekend, I attended an event at Zion Hill. It was for all young ladies. It was, and they went through a scenario of how to budget your money. If you're making this amount of money, but your credit score is this, how would you budget this money into, and show the effects of having a bad credit score or having a good credit score, having an education and not having an education. They went through the whole thing, all related to financial literacy. It's awesome program. It was at Zion Hill this past weekend. Miss Phoenix was the one that was leading that. And they host this program on a regular basis over there. I'm trying to look on my phone now to see if I can see the name of it again. Let's see.
Somebody says, is membership open for small business? It's open for individual people, small businesses, large businesses. It's open to everyone. Yes, ma'am.
And here is one more right here. This one is a little bit, and this is a good question. I want y'all to take a look at it.
I've seen local businesses offer to the point of closing down because
it's marketing.
It's marketing, yeah. It's going to be all about your marketing.
People to understand that in that community, they need to support that business. And that business in turn provide the proper service. And you're not going to, people always want to get what they call the discount.
Yeah.
People stop asking for the discount. Okay.
That's right.
But at the same time, if you're providing a service, provide the best service that you can do.
That's right. You got to always remember, people don't necessarily buy products, they buy from people. So it's all about how you market and brand yourself in order to be able to compete with that big box.
Let me give you an example. Somebody hit my car. Okay. And so Progressive is the, I hate to say the names, but anyway, they were the insurance company. And so they gave me a list of car repair locations. And so I know this gentleman, he's, owns a black business, Anointed Customs on 3rd. He's done work for me before. So I asked Progressive, hey, I don't see them on your list. Are they acceptable as a repair place? And they said, as long as they accept insurance. Okay. But yet you're sending me a list so you're projecting me towards, those others.
Somewhere else.
So I called Anointed Customs. They said, yes, we do Progressive. Guess I called Progressive back. Hey, they do insurance claims and everything. Fine, made the connection. Guess where my car is today? At Anointed Customs. That's in the black community. It's a black-owned business, and I, as a consumer, I'm looking for those black-owned businesses. And that's where I want my stuff to go to. But I know he does good work. If he didn't do good work, guess what? I wouldn't be over there.
Right.
So
and we have to.
That's the balance. That's the balance in making sure that we, surpass those major corporations.
Right. And we have to be consumers of each other. Oftentimes you'll see, if anybody's on here and my Facebook friend, I will specifically put out there, is there anybody can recommend a black plumber? Anybody can recommend a black roofer? Because I'm trying to keep our dollars within our community. Same, we hire as far as the chamber through our database of members, black owned businesses. If I'm looking for a caterer, it's black owned. If we need a DJ, it's black owned. So as far as benefits, those are some of the benefits as well. But we've got to keep those dollars circulating within our community. But Rick said something very, very important that I like that he said as well. When it comes down to the branding, we've got to make sure that we have the right etiquette and customer service. So often as a black business owner, we think it's ours, and so we can treat people any kind of way. Be mindful. We have to treat people the way that we want to be treated. Even though you own it, still treat these people the way that they need to be treated in order to keep that business coming back into your doors. And we've got to refer our friends. I'm not saying refer a horrible business, but refer our friends. When somebody is looking for something, uh, hey girl, I need a dress. Don't why are you sending them in the mall? Why are you sending them online? You got local people here with boutiques. Why are you sending them over here to get the car washed? We have local detailers that do car washes that can pull up on you. So be mindful and be intentional about what we're doing when we're looking, even going out to eat somewhere. If you're looking for somewhere to eat, true, we don't have a whole lot of restaurants that are open at night, but hey, you're out for lunch. We're all working and we're all going out to lunch. Let's patronize some of these Black business owners, some of these Black food trucks that are popped up and available. It's very, very important.
Yeah, I'm going back to the tire. Go back to the tire scenario. Now, I've been to May Pop Tire. Everybody's been to May Pop Tire, corner 3rd and Willow Glen. All right, I've been there. My question is, May Pop, I know you're making a killing over here. All right, I know you're making a killing. You're full all the time with people. Can I get a place if I'm getting my tires repaired? Can I get a place to sit down? Drink a little bit of water, have some coffee, get out of the rain or the cold, or out of the heat while you repair my vehicle, while you put the tire on. You have the same equipment that that Goodyear has on Jackson Street. Your process is exactly the same. Can I get you to get some new tires in? There's tire delivery services that can get some new tires and the customer gets some brand new tires versus used tires all the time.
Well, maybe we can get them to join the chamber and we can get them some profit.
I'm going to offer this continued more, premier services for those that want it. But at the same time, yeah, I'm still going to service the customers that just need a used tire for right now. They can't really afford. So let's work on both sides of that.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much all of the questions that I have. Did we cover everything that you guys wanted to get out? I know it was one thing that we did not talk about. What big activities do y'all have scheduled for this year? Yeah.
So,
it was something I wanted to ask.
Yes, we're glad you asked about it.
Yes, we got an awesome event coming up, man.
So talk to me.
Awesome. March 15th.
March 15th at Inland Authority.
Yeah. Yeah, our inaugural Synergy event. We are coming out black ties, everybody looking good, having awesome conversations.
Talking about Black excellence, and we're going to honor some of our local officials and some of our local Black businesses that have been ride or die with us since the day that we came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, and they never left. So this is going to be an epic event. You are not going to want to miss it. We're going to have food. We're going to have a live band, and we're also going to have a DJ. Our catering is going to be by one of our local Black caterers, 504 Degrees, and they also have a food truck as well. So it's going to be an exciting night where people of color or minorities, anybody is welcome, can come out, put on your best formal attire, and walk the red carpet and actually just have a night of enjoyment.
And celebrate. You think about it. I said earlier about the youth and their mindset. Okay. And having that mindset of business and being in a room with a lot of, look, we have some minority businesses that are big, large corporations. You get to come in there and sit down and have conversations with them, talk to them in a relaxed environment and talk about from business to personal life and, the mindset, getting your direction together, motivation, and you get to see and talk to a lot of people.
And I'm actually going to have a young lady there that actually is from Central Louisiana. She moved her business away from here, and this young lady is making millions, and she's willing to come back to Central Louisiana and say a few things for us. She actually reached out and said, "Hey, Miss Renee, I would be honored." And so I'm super elated that this young lady is wanting to come here and speak because, as I told Rick and I were talking today, our youth and our young people are our future. You know, we are simply sent here to mentor them for leadership in order to guide and direct them on the right path so that they can keep these things such as these chambers and these city councils up and running and up and going, you know, new blood, fresh blood. And I'm super excited about this chamber that we have because, you know, me and Rick old selves are sitting here, but you know, we've got young blood on here. We've got Miss Ashley Rubin that sits as a board member, Mr. Patrick Shelvin, um, Harlan Victors of VIP Alliance, Marcus Hobbs. So just a plethora of young blood with young ideas, um, bringing some things to the forefront, opening our eyes to some things where we're able to enlighten them. And this night is guaranteed to be something big for Sinlaw. So if they think we did our first one big at the Hotel Bentley when we came out, and they thought that was big, tell them to go times 10, because the Lord say He'll bless you times 10, right? So if the first one at the Bentley, they thought it was on and popping, this one is going to be times 10.
All right.
And then you got to look at, you mentioned a young man earlier, Mr. Justin Carmouche. All right. I've had good conversations. I've known Justin before he got big and stuff. We were talking about investing and things of that nature. And you look at Victor Harlan, which she mentioned, Ashley Rubin, Marcus Hobbs. These people have left Alexandria and coming back and reinvesting back into the city because they have that vision of what they know that the city needs. We have to create that culture, change the direction of a lot of the youth out there. That's for another conversation. You and I.
That's a whole
anyway, but they know that Alexandria needs their influence here. With Justin Carmouche, he's talking about coming back and setting up a program and teaching about film and teaching about, how to create movies, acting, and all of these things, which I know he's going to do it because it's on his list of things to do. ELP Alliance with Harlan Victor and Marcus Hobbs. These gentlemen are engineers, architects, okay? And they have investment back, and they're coming back and they're developing inside the city of Alexandria. They're doing development. So in the Black community, okay, because they know this is, what is needed.
Right.
Don't let everybody talk about Alexandria, talk bad about Alexandria. Don't live in Alexandria. Come into Alexandria for work in the day and leave in the evening and talk bad about Alexandria. All right. They're here to stay. Don't let that talk tear down the value of your property. And then somebody else is going to come down and what they call gentrify it later on and make the money.
That's right.
Do it now. There's a lot of gentlemen out there that are doing real estate now. Keep doing what you're doing. Do everything good. Let's grow this community. Let's grow housing. Let's grow business. Everything within this.
Right.
And make sure you buy those tickets on Eventbrite.
Eventbrite. All right.
Eventbrite.
And they can get those links. Is it somewhere on your Facebook page
yes, it's going to be, the link is going to be on the Facebook page. Also, we're going to be sending out letters, emails. So it'll be on our website and everything. You can just go to Eventbrite and search Alexandria Regional Black Chamber of Commerce Foundation, and pull it up on Eventbrite right now and buy tickets now.
Okay.
And we want you not to just buy it, but make sure you share it on your pages.
And then share it. If you don't want to buy it, share it with somebody else. Share it, like it on Facebook, Instagram, and everything. Send it to a friend. If you don't want to,
okay.
Right. If you don't want to buy it, at least share it out. We appreciate that.
Okay. All right. Well, did we cover everything that you guys want to cover?
Yes, you did. And look, you did an amazing job. And we want to thank you and say God bless you for allowing us to have this platform with you this evening. Highly appreciated. I know we had been talking since probably 2021 about trying to do something when you got things going. And so once again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing us to have this platform.
No. And I like to say,
I'm sorry.
I like to say, I just want to say, support Black businesses and encourage people to start businesses and grow those businesses. Let's find those things that we need within our community and make it happen.
Yep, and the one thing that I concur with both of you guys on is the amount of potential that we have here, even without tons of fund resources. But if we just begin to think out the box and look at the crazy policies that we have in this community, getting rid of some of them would be an economic stimulus all by itself.
Yes. And so, Jack, we're going to be looking forward to seeing your membership application come through that portal as well.
But you have to vote. You have to vote. When you vote, it makes a difference, not just in the city of Alexandria, it makes a difference in the state, it makes a difference in the parish, everything. You have to vote. Every time those polls open, go vote.
Yep,
please.
Yep. And here's another one. I've enjoyed listening, and I shared this earlier with my son, Julian Boudjouin.
Oh, that's my cousin.
Okay, all right. Well, they just talking about you because that's your kinfolk. No, but I'm glad. We're certainly glad to have you guys on. If y'all don't have anything, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to close. If you guys want to, once you guys get the Eventbrite link, just go ahead and put it as one of the comments, or either send it to me. If you send it to me and I'll post in the comment, it might hide it if you do it, because a lot of the spamming and crazy that's happening. If I do it, it'll come out there. So if you just send me the link, I'll post it out there. And that kind of thing. But if you guys don't have anything else to say, this has been a very, very, very insightful conversation with you, Renee and Rick. And Renee is the president, and Rick is the vice president of the Alexandria Black Chamber of Commerce. I definitely want to say thank both of you guys for sharing your passion and vision and dedication to empowering Black businesses, not only just the Black businesses, but small business of any type, to help them grow, foster the growth in the community. To our viewers out there, I definitely want to say thank you to you guys for tuning in and engaging with us. Remember, you can catch this and other episodes. Just go back out there to videos on Facebook. But before we sign off, I definitely want to say a thank you to our business partners that have really been helping us be able to bring the community conversations like this. A big shout out to Sadler's Towing, Long's Products, and Legendary Kung Fu and Tai Chi over in Pineville. Your support, guys, definitely, I'm going to keep saying it, but it helps to keep these conversations going, and it helps to keep the community stay engaged and all of that kind of good stuff. So I definitely want to say thank you to everybody. And thank you guys. If y'all could go ahead and hang in there for 1 second, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream.